Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Adam Lara, and the company I've chosen for this project is Miller Pro Audio and Eagle AVL. I'm the lead technician and head service advisor for the staff. Miller/Eagle was founded back in the early 2000s by Danny Miller and has become one of the largest production companies within the nation. Being that it has grown so much, he moved the main building of operations to my hometown of Fort Worth, Texas. We mainly run shows and build stages for family gatherings, weddings, and major concerts. Miller Pro Audio has around 200 employees. As a part of this project, I use the OCAI assessment tool. It is a quick culture tool where you distribute 100 points between competing values. These competing values correspond with the types of organizational culture. Every organization has its mix of these four cultures. On top of that, I use the competing values framework where we can see that there are a range of values and priorities that determine and influence a company's culture. Looking at the competing values framework from within class, I noticed that the most similar piece of the four cultural types rely more on the hierarchy standpoint of a more controlling orientation while trying to find internal focus in employees. Stability and control is what this company is going for to bring more customers and repeat business to the company as often as possible. Within an organization, work crew, there is little that can be done without this organization. Consistently looking for improvement, it's procedural and as formalized as the general manager can make it there at the shop. Looking for the best quality for every show that is put on, there's a sense of tension and stress in the main warehouse every day because there seems to be a rather intimidating fear of being released from employment if each task is not performed correctly, and it does show the dichotomy over the organization, and it could use some improvement or adjustment. The statement of Miller Pro Audio/Eagle AVL is Miller Pro AVL is founded on the idea of the best quality production and service brought to our clients. Being an internationally recognized name brings challenges to how the company is run on a day-to-day basis within each warehouse location. The main issue for the company is that there's been a striking lack of communication between staff and subcultures that look to stay within groups of like-minded employees. Now, I use different tests and data to find the root of these issues and see what needs to be done. The procedures I used were the OCAI test, and I went through the questions and found the results to be as follows. The red graph is how you experience the current culture, and the blue graph is your preferred culture. A culture with more points is stronger and takes more space within the graphs that are following. My culture mix is mostly of a creative culture and adhocracy culture, a dynamic and creative work environment where prominence is emphasized. They want to grow and create new resources. New products and services are seen as a success. Leaders are seen as mentors. The organization values loyalty, tradition, and participation. Success is defined as addressing the needs of the clients. They value teamwork, participation, and consensus. Then there's the control culture, the hierarchy culture. A formalized and structured workplace, procedures, direct behaviors. Leaders focus on coordination and organization. Formal rules and policies keep the organization together. They want to achieve stability and smooth execution of tasks. Reliable delivery, continuous planning, and low costs define success. The value of efficiency and predictability, most of all, over everything else. Clearly, the results of this, there seems to be a gap between the want for more sales and customers and finding the best communication between departments and management staff. There seems to need to be a shift in everything across the board between the current and preferred graphs. But the most interesting thing is that it doesn't shift drastically between the current and preferred. The other procedure was using the gap analysis and the evidence I found between different statements of some of my coworkers, issues within the office, and the grueling company meetings going on over the same issues month after month. There's mostly a solo person doing each job instead of a team, and they seem to like doing a task as much solo as possible. With that, there comes the issue of communication and a subculture of different groups of people and of being alone. The difference between the culture current and preferred is a slightly negative subculture and an extreme lack of proper use of channels for communication between management and each department. And my executive summary is as follows, with the current situation being a lack of good communication between departments. This is a culture because it seems to be this way and has been this way for many years within the company, while also having a subculture of different employees working in small groups and avoiding others. Having only highly negative company meetings where only failure and blame is expected, and each company meeting is less than once a month. Now, the desired situation is having a smoothly operating process for the company function where everyone works and all departments are inclusive and there's great culture between departments and management with regular meetings of each department and the company as a whole. Now, here are my proposed strategies, action plans, and next steps. First off, we'd have a company meeting each week with the progress report of all the departments and going over all the positive things that the team has created from this week. Avoiding singling out one department and no pointing blame on others is very important. Having an app that lets everyone text each other and gain a better understanding of subcultures, and having monthly cookouts or gatherings for recreational reasons, and identifying the major gaps between management and regular staff in terms of inclusion and getting better information to each department. In my action plan, I would first address the entire management team of the situation we have and how the culture has been functioning and the way we can work together to resolve these issues. First, we slowly implement the weekly meetings, letting everyone settle into this weekly routine, and then include the use of the app, switching from normal text messages to having a better system for everyone to see and review the work ahead. Then, after the company shows improvement, there would be company thrown cookouts, giveaways, and more to show a greater feeling of family culture. Thank you, and have a good evening.